Hello, I'm Chef David Rose, and I'm the executive chef for Omaha Steaks. And today, we're talking Chateaubriand. The way we're gonna prepare this, we're gonna do a heavy salt and pepper, nice roast and sear, and we're gonna serve that with some amazing veggies. We're gonna have some spicy and sweet Brussels sprouts with bacon, and also we're gonna have a Miso-Sake Shiitake Mushrooms, and you gotta have a nice drink pairing, so we're bringing it all home with the Bourbon-Sake Sour. So let's get ready, let's get set, let's cook. So first things first, you wanna season the meat. What I like to do personally is put a little bit of olive oil all over the roast. So it's a pretty big roast. The one I'm using today right now is the Private Reserve, and you wanna season it very aggressively. And the reason you're seasoning it that much, because you want the seasonings to get deep down inside of the Chateaubriand. And using a nice kosher or coarse salt, that's really gonna penetrate deep down inside that Chateaubriand and create great flavor and that nice crustiness when we sear it in the cast iron pan. So I have my Chateaubriand seasoned. Let's go ahead, get it in the pan and get that nice, hard, crusty sear on it, and into the oven we go. All right, so we have our cast iron pan. I personally prefer a cast iron pan. It retains heat, and it also gets that nice, hard sear that we all want so much on the Chateaubriand or any steaks that Omaha Steaks carry. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil. Grapeseed oil works really well because it has a high smoke point. All right, so let the pan do its thing, let it heat up. And again, you'll know when that oil is ready because cooking, use all your five senses once again. So visually, you'll see the oil start to shimmer and shine, and that's when you know the oil is ready for the Chateaubriand. Take our Chateaubriand over to the pan and see what we got going on. Ah, lovely music to my ears. So you let it do its thing, take its time, and you want to develop that flavor. You don't want to rush this process because it's the first step towards greatness by getting that nice hard sear on that Chateaubriand. All right, so about 3 to 4 minutes in, about 3 to 5 minutes actually, that nice hard crust I was talking about so much is what's happening right now. All right, so you wanna flip this like so, and you see that? Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys what we have working right now. That nice hard crusty sear right there, and that's a result of patting the Chateaubriand dry with the paper towel, the salt, the pepper, adding flavor, adding contrast and texture, and adding the yum factor. So on to the next side we go, and we're gonna create that nice hard sear on all sides of the Chateaubriand. Once you get that nice hard sear on that Chateaubriand, you wanna take it off and put it onto a roasting pan. So all 4 sides, brown it, nice browned caramelized Chateaubriand onto the roasting rack like that. You wanna have your preheated oven at 250 degrees. The name of the game is low and slow. You wanna slowly, but surely, bring that Chateaubriand up to a perfect 125. You take it out, you let it rest, and that's gonna go ahead and carry over, cook another 5 to 10 degrees, and give you that marvelous, succulent, medium rare. So into the preheated oven we go. For about an hour, 15 minutes to hour 20. In the meanwhile, we're gonna get our other sides ready. We got the Brussels sprouts with bacon, we have the Miso-Shiitake Mushrooms, and we cannot forget that Bourbon-Sake cocktail. So what I'm gonna do, first things first, got our pan, and we're gonna turn it to medium-high heat, all right? Get that started, a little bit of olive oil. So once that oil comes up, I'm going to add garlic and shallots. There it is. That sound I love oh so much. So you get your spatula or wooden spoon, whatever floats your boat, and you just saute and lightly caramelize and brown the shallots and the garlic to release the natural sugars in there. About 30 seconds or so. Next, I'm going to add those shiitake mushrooms. And the mushrooms, they're very thirsty, so make sure you have enough oil in there to get a nice brown and caramelization on those lovely, delicious shiitakes. And you just saute. Okay. Add a pinch of salt. Add a pinch of pepper. Okay, so what you're looking for essentially is that nice browning all over the mushrooms. See those little brown bits on there? That's what we're looking for. They start to get nice and fork tender, and we're ready for the next step, okay? So what I'm gonna add next is the miso paste. What miso paste is, it's a fermented soybean paste, and it's just amazing flavor, amazing umami. And umami is that just one unknown taste bud that unlocks just savory, delicious flavor and just really complements well with the mushrooms. So into the pan with the miso paste, like so. Oh yeah, all right. So once the miso paste begins to brown like so and kind of cover up and you smell that just deliciousness from the miso paste, you want to add a little bit of sake wine. The sake wine is gonna add some nice acidity and also give it some sweetness and flavor to really complement the miso paste and the shiitake mushrooms. Oh, it's good. Back onto the heat we go. You want that to reduce to about a third. So you got the umami and the miso, that nice saltiness, that briny quality, and the sweetness and the acidity from the sake. It's all about balance. It's all about balance. So essentially, we're pretty much there, and if you can see, when the miso paste breaks down and combines with that sake, it gives you that nice velvety pan sauce, which is nappe consistency. And nappe consistency, essentially what that means, it's a fancy word for whenever you run your finger across the spoon. If it's adhering and it's that nice creamy sauce consistency, when you run your finger through the spoon like so, you should see that streak, and that's what you're looking for. So the sauce is finished. To that, I wanna finish it with a little bit of chopped parsley. It adds nice color, that vibrancy in there as well, and also a little bit of herbaceousness. Shiitake mushrooms. That right there, in combination with the Omaha Steaks Chateaubriand, is going to be stellar. But wait. We're not done yet. We still got those delicious, amazing Brussels sprouts and the Bourbon-Sake Sour, and we're gonna jump into that coming up next. You know me, I'm all about that bacon, so I'm gonna add that today with some delicious pan-seared Brussels sprouts and a little bit of sweet, a little bit of spice with molasses and gochujang. So first things first, you wanna have your Brussels sprouts cleaned, the edges trimmed and whole. We're gonna blanch that in some salted water. Very, very important that you salt the water because it's gonna add flavor. All right, be careful not to have that water splash up on you. So just little by little, add Brussels to the water. All right. So what we do now is let it blanch. Blanching is actually another fancy word for quickly boiling in water for about 1 minute to 2 minutes, depending on the size of the vegetables, and then taking it out, shocking it with cold water if you're not gonna use it immediately, or we're gonna use it right now. So once we take it out after 2 to 3 minutes, or 1 minute to 2 minutes, you want to slice them in half. All right, just kind of move the veggies around in that salted water. Take a look and just observe. The veggies will let you know when they're ready. So again, 1 minute to 2 minutes, blanch it, we take them out, and we're gonna jump into the next step. Next thing, what we wanna do is we wanna slice or halve the Brussels sprouts. So make sure that cools down enough to where you can touch them so you're not burning yourself, all right? So they're pretty cool to handle. Take them out and just go ahead. Remember again, the bottom of the Brussels are trimmed, and watch those digits. Grab them like that, put your knife in the middle, and slice. That's what you're looking for, okay? And repeat process until all the Brussels are halved. And these Brussels look amazing. They're vibrant, they're green, and as we continue to saute and sear the Brussels, it's gonna retain that nice vibrant color. Now you guys might be noticing a trend with me. I'm all about that Omaha Steaks steak cut bacon. It's thick, it's juicy, and it just adds amazing flavor to it. Anything great starts with bacon, especially this right here. So we have our cast iron pan, and again, you wanna be very mindful of the heat. What we're trying to do right now is slowly render that delicious fat out of the bacon and crisp the bacon up. So doing that low and slow is the way to go. Starting out with a cold pan, a little bit of olive oil to kind of give it a jump start. And then we add our bacon to the pan. There you go. Again, about a medium heat, and let that bacon slowly render and release all that bacon goodness. All right. Honestly, I could just eat this whole pan of bacon by itself right now, you know? So feel free, the spirit moves you. All right, so once that bacon gets nice and brown like that right there, that is a result of slowly rendering all that bacon out. So what we're gonna do now, we're going to take the bacon out of the pan like so, while reserving that bacon fat in the pan. All right, put that to the side. Now, you want to raise the heat up a little more now, and you're gonna add a little bit of olive oil to the pan. Wait for that heat to come up, and then we're going to place the Brussels sprouts flat side down. By putting it flat side down first, we're gonna get that nice hard sear on there with that bacon fat and the olive oil. Just get it nice and crispy, crusty, and delicious. All right, so into the pan we go, and you wanna be very conscientious. Again, the bacon fat and olive oil is very hot, so as you're laying the Brussels sprouts into the pan, lay them away from you, so to not have that oil splash back on you. So let that do its thing, and you'll kind of see the edges of the Brussels sprouts start to kind of peek out and brown a bit, so that'll give you an indication that it's almost ready to be flipped over. So I'm gonna show you right here, you see that nice browning on the Brussels. That's a result of a nice hot pan, that bacon fat and olive oil, and also blanching it. It's already started that cooking process, and that caramelization gives you what, ladies and gentlemen? Flavor, all right. So we're gonna continue to flip the rest of these Brussels sprouts. Oh my God, yes. I have never seen a sexier Brussels sprout in my life. And using a fist spatula works really well for getting under there, but if you have a spoon or a fork, feel free to use that too. All right, so now that all the Brussels are flipped over, you got that nice hard sear, I'm adding some minced garlic to the party. All right, very quickly with that. Okay, so next, I did promise spicy and sweet. So what I'm going to add is gochujang paste. Gochujang paste is a Korean fermented chili paste. It adds nice flavor, and again, a little bit of the resounding umami flavors. Okay, so into the pan with the gochujang. That kind of rhymed, didn't it? Into the pan with the gochujang, I like that. All right, and we want something to complement and contrast the spiciness of the gochujang, so we got a little bit of molasses. So in there we go with the molasses. And just kind of saute and move everything around and get that nice kind of glaze effect from everything. And just kind of make a pan sauce with that bacon fat, that olive oil, that gochujang, and the molasses. It's a sweet, spicy, savory bite. But wait. Bacon back into the pan, and you got the bacon coated as well. That gochujang melts down, the molasses breaks down, and just kind of coats and just makes happy friends with that bacon and Brussels. That's what you're looking at. We have a spicy and sweet Brussels sprouts. That's gonna pair so well with that Omaha Steaks Chateaubriand, those Miso-Shiitake Mushrooms, the sweet and spicy Brussels sprouts. What am I forgetting? Yes, that Bourbon-Sake Sour, and all will be well with the world. Medium rare Chateaubriand. I tempted, it was at that perfect 125, so the temperature had a chance to carry over, cook, rest, allow those juices to redistribute, be moist and juicy, and by resting, you're keeping the juices inside of the steak where it belongs. So, get that pan out of the way. Sharp knife, keyword sharp. Slice right down in the middle. Let the knife do its work. Now, if we've done our job correctly by searing the Chateaubriand, doing that heavy salt and pepper, and then letting it rest at that perfect 125, when we open this up, pink, side to side, doneness. I don't even have to look because I already know. I'm gonna peek anyway. You see that? Perfect edge to edge pink on the Chateaubriand. And that's what we're looking for. So let's make a plate. Cut the thickness of the Chateaubriand however you like it. I'm kind of a big guy, so let's do about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Okay? And again, make the knife do all the work. By having a sharp knife, it's gonna make a nice clean cut on that Chateaubriand. Oh. Okay, cut a couple slices like that. All right. And I'm just gonna kind of arrange the Chateaubriand around the plate. Now, for the novice chef or cook, if you wanna make a nice, pretty plate, it's all about contrast in colors on the plate and leaving spacing. Okay, I'm gonna take a couple of those mushrooms. Again, just kind of line them around the plate like so. Take a little bit of that sauce as well. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a meal made for a king and or a queen or the family. It's great to share, it's delicious. And with this Omaha Steaks Chateaubriand, you'll be a winner with this steak dinner. But I have one more thing left. Let's make the Bourbon-Sake Sour and bring the whole thing home. So let's get to it. So have a shaker here. We're gonna dry shake this cocktail because you don't wanna bruise the bourbon or the sake that's in the cocktail or water it down. You wanna taste all of that deliciousness. So empty shaker. All right, first things first, bourbon. So 2 ounces of bourbon. We're gonna do about 1 ounce of sake to kind of accentuate the sake that's already there in the shiitake mushrooms. You wanna have balance, acidity, and flavor, so we have about 1 ounce of grapefruit juice. Lemon juice, again, to add a little more acidity. And you gotta have that sweet. I have here about 1/2 ounce of agave nectar. Okay? And just get all of that into the shaker like this. Okay? Into the cup like so. And we're gonna do a dry shake. Just, you know, nice little workout for the forearms of the biceps. So you see that? Oh, nice and foamy. Everything's well incorporated. What we wanna do to kind of finish that is get a little bit of lemon peel, so grab you a peeler. And again, watch the fingers, you may need those later. So take your peeler and you peel the lemon for that nice lemon peel garnish. And then you wanna kind of twist that. And what you're doing by twisting that, you're releasing the natural oils in that lemon peel. And what we're gonna do is just rub that on the side of the rim of the cocktail. And that's gonna give you a nice citrus kind of bitter note and pair well with the sweetness of the sake and that agave and the citrus notes and the caramely notes that are in that bourbon for that one perfect sip. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a delicious, perfectly seared and roasted Omaha Steaks Chateaubriand. We have that with our bacony Brussels sprouts. We cannot forget about that bacon, and the sake sauteed shiitake mushrooms. We're bringing all those flavors home in full circle with that Bourbon-Sake Sour. A little bit of sweet, a little bit of spice, everything nice. A nice reinventive twist on a classic that the kids and you can enjoy for your holiday dinner. So to that, I say, cheers and bon appetit.